Today we're going to work on some stretching. Follow me, I'm going to explain to you what to do. Alright, you're going to have one foot flat, both feet flat actually. Come down, this is what we call a half split. Keep both feet flat. Stretch out this inside thigh right here. We're going to hold this for about a good 30 seconds, but I'm just going to hold it as long as I feel like it, and then we're going to switch from there. This is very important. To become proficient in the martial arts, you have to be flexible. If you are not flexible, you're missing a huge component in your development. So, in this kun, we dedicate at least 30 minutes a day into stretching, just as much time that we put into everything else. So we're going to switch. Something else that helps flexibility training is a comfortable environment, comfortable clothing, and nice relaxing music. Something that we can meditate to. James, maybe you can make a track about meditation music. Sure. You can stretch too. Sure. Yeah, so we're going to work on getting some nice music in here for stretching, but I don't want to put any music on right now because like copyright issues and things like that. Alright, so switch. Now we're going to have the toe upwards like this. Point the toe up. Stretch out this right here. Alright? Beginners might be up high like this. Once you get better, you just go low. And this stretch is something that I like to do whenever I'm standing around. So if you're waiting for the bus, you're waiting for the train, I used to stretch like this. If you got to be serious about your stretching, if you want to become flexible, it's something that you have to do all the time. Alright? Switch up. And this is another thing. Something might happen is your hips might start to pop. When you're not that flexible at the beginning, there's like a breaking point in the hip area that once you surpass that point, it might start popping. Don't get scared about it or worried about it. It's something that's normal, and once you pass that breaking point, the pop will go away and you'll be more flexible. Just keep letting it pop. Just keep working on the stretching. Next one, we'll hold like the runner's pose like this. We're going to drop down on the knee. We're going to point out that toe. And we're going to push this front leg forward. And we're going to go as far as we can. Now this is called the front split. This is something that I need to work on myself. And right now I'm going to push myself as much as I can to get as low as I can. You see Todai eye right there is like got almost like a perfect front split. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll move out the way. That's how it's supposed to look. Alright? We're all still trying to work with it. So, right now I'm going to challenge myself. Take some deep breaths in. Breathe in deep. In through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. And try to really get low. Focus. Breathe in deep. Breathe out. And this is probably better than I normally do. But once your adrenaline gets up, you're going to be more flexible as well. Alright, let's try the other side. We'll switch sides. Hold this runner's position. Drop down on that knee. Point out that rear toe. Push out that front leg. And you see Sidai White right here. I don't know if you can see him. I think he's off the camera. But he's using these sliders. It's like furniture sliders. And it helps him move out. Slide out more. So take a deep breath in. Breathe out and work towards getting lower. Push it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push it. And you push it at like you're like bench pressing or something. Like you're putting a lot of effort. Let's breathe in. Push it. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push it. Alright, so this is called the front split. And now we're going to go into the middle split. The front split and the middle split are going to be the two hardest stretches to get for the martial arts. Here's the middle split. Just slide down, go into the instep of your shoes. Instep. And be careful when you stretch out on hardwood floors because it can really hurt your joints. I recommend for you to stretch on a mat or to wear shoes if you're going to stretch on hard surfaces. Alright, so we're going to have our feet on the instep. You're going to go down, slide down as much as you can. You can feel that pain up in here. But just bear with me right now. Go in there. Now flip up into the toes. Have the toes pointing upwards. Rock back a little bit. Hold that stretch. Now rock back forward. Rock back. Rock forward. You see, so that eye is really flexible with that as well. And that's how it's supposed to look. We're all trying to get there still. Alright, now once you get low, sit down in the most stretched position you can. Massage your inner thighs by hitting on the thighs. This will help relax it and it will improve your flexibility, performance. It's just kind of shocking the muscles a little bit, helping them relax. Now this is something else you can do as well. Move your feet around. This will also relax those inside thigh muscles right there. Move it around. Keep hitting. Reach to one side and try to first get your fingers to touch it, then get your knuckles, then your palm, then your wrist, and then your forearm, and just keep going. Try to get your elbow to touch the toe. I can't do it. Nobody, she can't either. So she almost is there. Almost. All right, other side. This is something else you can do as well. Have your hand over your head like this, and you're gonna stretch out that side right there, by the rib cage. Now reach over. Once again, get the wrist to touch, the forearm, the elbow. Keep going and going. Alright, now we reach forward. When you reach forward, you try to get your elbows to touch the ground. Alright, get your forearms to touch the ground. And then try to get your elbows to touch the ground. And then try to get your chin to touch the ground. And then now try to get your chest to touch the ground. Think Eileen can get her chest? There it is. I don't know if you can see that, but she can get her chest to touch the ground. That's really good. Just keep reaching and reaching and reaching. Breathe deep. Rock back forward. Let's try to get in a full middle split. Have your feet in the instep. Bring your hands behind you and stick your chest out and go all the way down. Okay, once you get that done, let's bring the feet in together very slowly. It's not good to make quick movements right now. Bring it in slow. I'm going to get into what we call a butterfly stretch. Bring your feet together. Bring your feet as close to you as you can. Grab the toe area and try to get your forehead to touch your feet. There we go. And then now, relax your legs and just kind of bounce those knees up and down. Hey, Derek. Yeah. Could you position that camera in like the best position?
Sure.
Turn it, yeah. There you go. So then you can get as many people in here as you can. So just bounce your feet or your knees up and down. This will help relax it inside that groin area. Now, when you start stretching, you haven't stretched in a long time, you might feel a lot of soreness in that groin area. That's what Toda Jun told me, right? Yeah. How's it feel now?
It's getting better.
Alright, so I want you to share your experiences so far with not stretching for most of his life, and then now he's stretching a lot. How does it feel now?
Well, you know, since I've put a lot of stress on my muscles to expand and flex, you know, it's hard. It has to be just because, you know, I'm 25 years old and pretty much never really got in depth with the stretching. So the first few weeks was a lot of soreness, was a lot of stiffness, but you know, I had to keep stretching through it. So I'm still working on that. But actually now I'm at the point, probably maybe going on 4 weeks later, 3 or 4 weeks later, where the soreness is like going away, and I'm able to, and when I'm warmed up, I'm able to have more flexibility. So I recommend just sticking with it. I'm gonna stick with it, of course, because I'm definitely seeing progress.
It's great to hear. I think it's very important to have some of these other students and disciples speak about their experiences. I've been stretching pretty much since I was probably stretching over 13 years. So my experiences are going to be very different than everybody here. CDIY's been here for about 2 years. When he first started, he was not flexible at all.
Nope.
So now he's a lot more flexible, but he still had a lot to work on. So why don't you share your experiences so far with the stretching and what helps you?
Well, when I first started, like Sifu said, I was very inflexible. I was the type of person that, you know, I worked out in high school and never really had a lot of problems with weight training or anything like that, but I was never taught to stretch intensely. So to me, stretching was 5 seconds and, you know, for 10 minutes, that's it. So the first time I trained, I recall it being almost unbearably painful. I felt like my body was going to break because I wasn't used to it. So for me, just the more I did it, the easier it got to deal with opening up my muscles in my joints. And I found that I'm better at some stretches than others. My hips are not that flexible, but going forward to the front split, I'm a lot more flexible. So just identifying what you're good at and nurturing what you're not good at, so that you know you can get more balance, because every stretch works a different part of the body, and if you neglect one of them, you're going to see a huge difference. So you got to keep it up and keep it balanced.
So this stretch, we're crossing our leg over our kneecap, and we're turning our back like this. It's going to stretch the lower back. Next one, we're going to bring that knee to our chest. You should feel it right here, by the butt area. Bring that foot to your chest. This one's going to be a little more intense. This is like level 2, the other one's level 1. And then level 3 I'm still working on. And that one is you're trying to put the foot over your head. I can't do it, but I think White was able to do it at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can do it now, but bring it up over your head. I got it. There you go. There you go. So, you notice that these stretches, everybody's good at something. He could do that, I can't do it. But when it comes to the martial arts, everybody's so fixated on the splits. That's what everybody wants to get. But the reality of the situation is that some people, they're better at stretching in other areas of the body than others. And something like that is impressive, it's just that it's not over dramatized like the splits. So, the whole point is, what I aim for people to do is just get their whole body flexible. Try not to get fixated in any one stretch. Alright, over the head. But of course, the middle split and the front split are going to be one of the hardest stretches to get, to really get good at. Alright, the next one we're going to do is tuck this foot behind your butt. And this stretch is very comfortable stretching the thigh right here. You can lay back in your elbow, and then you could also lay all the way back, down. This one most people should be pretty good at. It's not that difficult. Alright, now we're going to switch to the other side. And now we're going to lay back. The thing about flexibility training, alright, now we're going to have the knee to the chest. The thing about flexibility training that a lot of people don't realize is that it's like an inner it's an inner experience. Like when you stretch, it makes you feel good. It doesn't necessarily make you look good. And because the culture is so fixated on how you look, nobody does the stretching because they're so concentrated on looking good. Switch. So they do a lot of bodybuilding, they do a lot of muscle training because they want to look good. But the stretching is what makes you feel good. And the feeling good really could be more important than the looking good. Because feeling good is essentially what we're aiming to do. That's pretty much what overall health is all about. It's feeling good. So stretching is the balance. Now what we're going to do, you're going to keep your feet straight, and then you're going to bring your feet over your head. Keep those knees straight. This will stretch that lower back. This will also stretch the neck. Now we'll get those feet apart, spread them out like this. Bring your feet upwards. This will stretch the neck. Come down, turn around on your stomach, push upwards, look up, and also open your mouth, stick out your tongue, and breathe out. This is like kind of called, I think, like a dragon's breath or something. But it helps you relax. And look up, stretch out that neck. Also, tighten up your facial muscles. And then relax your mouth too. Open out your mouth as much as you can, stretch it out. Stick out that tongue. And breathe out. Now we're going to lay back. We call this one child's pose. I call this one arm stretch. Alright, just go back. Stretch out the arms. Like this. Relax. Alright, that's pretty good. Now, we're going to sit back on those ankles like this. Go ahead and rotate your shoulders forward. Now we're going to start focusing on the upper body. Rotate it backwards. Go ahead and bring your arm across your neck. Now when I'm talking about stretching, I'm talking about stretching seriously. So really pull that elbow back and stretch it. Some people are just lazy with it and they just put their arm across like holding like this. It's not doing anything. You got to really stretch it, pull it back, and try to get your arm to like almost like you're trying to scratch an itch in your back that you can't reach. And you got to keep pushing it back and pushing it back. That's how you're going to get more flexible. Switch. Now the arms, you don't have to hold it as long as the legs because it's a smaller muscle group. So if you want, you can hold it for 15 seconds. You don't have to hold it for 30 seconds. But at the same time, really push the elbow back and really get a good stretch. Alright, behind your head. Now people don't realize the importance of having flexibility in the arms. We're using our arms to do many different things throughout the day. And especially for the martial arts and any sports in general, having flexibility in the arms can only improve your performance. Switch. So don't neglect this flexibility in the arms. Pull back down on that elbow and really push down. Next one, you're going to interlock the hands together in the back and bring those arms upwards. I really like the stretch. It really gets a lot of muscles in there. Now, especially if you work out, you do a lot of push-ups, you do a lot of bench press, you do a lot of bench pull-ups and all that stuff, you need to stretch. Otherwise, you're going to walk around and you're going to be very stiff. And you're very stiff, there's no way you can be good at what you do. You have to be fluid. You have to be flexible. Alright, let's rotate those arms again, those shoulders, rotate them back. Alright, now we're going to stretch out the shoulders, rotating our arms like this. This will stretch out those shoulders. This is also a very important stretch, especially for the martial arts. Once you get some shoulder pain, you're pretty much done with your punches. If you can't punch, it's going to be very difficult for you to defend yourself. Alright, reverse it. So you need to stretch out those shoulders. Stretching will also help prevent injury when you work out. So make sure do not neglect the stretching. Alright, back and forth. At one point in my life, I stopped stretching for about a year. And I had to pay the price. It took me maybe 3 years to get back to the point I used to be at after not stretching for a year. Now I stretch every day. Okay, now grab those fingers, pull back and the fingers, stretch out that forearm, rotate your neck. Be careful with this, some people they might have sensitive necks. Switch it. Palms up, turn it towards the thumb. Get yourself almost like in a wrist lock. Head to the side. Switch head to the other side. Now the hand towards the pinky, head down. Switch it, head up. Put some pressure in the back of your hand like this, stretching out that wrist. Other side. Rotate your wrists. Rotate them the other way. Stretch out those fingers. Stretch out those thumbs. Okay, now let's go to the ankles. Rotate those ankles, or rotate the ankle one way. Rotate the other way. Put some pressure on the foot this way. Put it the other way. Switch it. This is another thing that's important. We're just stretching our ankle right now, but just imagine if your ankle gets hurt, you can't do a lot of things. If you can't walk, you have some big problems. Alright, other way. So it's just minor muscle groups like the ankles, the fingers. Everything is important. So make sure that you take care of it. This is your time to take care of yourself. Alright, push the foot down this way. Pull it the other way. I mean, if we want to, we can even go all the way down to stretching our toes. Taking the shoe off and just relaxing the toes, pulling them back, flexing them forward. That we can't neglect anything in our body. This is our time to, basically, the way I see stretching is almost like giving yourself a self-massage without paying $60 an hour. Alright? So, just take care of your body every day, stretch it, work out, eat right, sleep right, and that's pretty much it. Easy formula. Alright, other side. Stretch out those toes. So your feet are typically always in shoes throughout most of the day. And when you take the time to just give it a little self-massage, maybe massage under the foot a little bit. Give your feet some attention. I mean, you've been on your feet pretty much 16 hours a day. Now is your time to give some attention, massage it a little bit, flex those toes. Okay? So that will complete our stretching for today. That's the basic stretching that I recommend for maintenance. Now if you really want to get more flexible, get down into this middle split. Maybe stretch an hour in the morning, stretch an hour in the evening. A total of 2 hours a day if you really want to get more flexible. Other than that, 30 minutes a day should be sufficient. And that's what I highly recommend. Alright. Let's go to the next thing.